going, Matt?
Yeah, not too bad. Well, you know me. Never ask me how it's going. I've always got something to moan about. But yeah, no, it's actually going all right. Pretty good.
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Just been working on started some new Blatt stuff today. The new issue of Blatt. I'm working on a oh boy story for that. So started penciling that. So that was fun.
Oh no.
You just come back from a fair or didn't you do like a fair this week or something? With
Yeah,
Zine Freak?
a music. It was a music festival at the weekend in Lancaster, and I
Mhm.
got a table at like a big event on the Sunday. Two till late, they said.
Mhm.
So it's one of those things where I was a bit like, well, am I going to stay there all day? At what point am I going to call it quits? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
if it goes well at the start and then dies off, am I going to be hanging on for ages? Like, you know what I mean? Like last Sado at the party, like, oh, maybe it'll get good again.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
or like if it goes really badly, I was like, at what point am I just going to call it quits? So I started at 2, and yeah, I just stood there for 4 hours until 6 o'clock. Didn't get a single sale.
Oh, man.
Um, and so at that point, I sort of phoned home and sort of said, yeah, I'm just going to come home for dinner now. Might as well go home, have a nice dinner, watch a film, and just try and have a nice evening because it's a complete write off. And
Yeah.
my dad had messaged me saying, "Oh, do you want to lift home?" And I'd had a nightmare getting all the stuff there, so I was like, "Oh yeah, I would quite appreciate that. Cheers, Dad." So my dad came to give me a lift home. But like as soon as I'd sent that message saying, "Yeah, I'll take a lift home," and my dad set off, like that's when people started coming to the table,
Mhm.
and I was just consistently busy after that. So my
That's
dad just
great.
got yeah, my dad just got a drink at the festival, and I hung around, um, sort of yeah, like more than made my cost back in that last hour. It was just a
Oh,
weird,
great.
it was just a
You should
weird
have
4 hours before that hanging around.
yeah, you should have looked sadder and been on the phone sooner, then you could have got it done earlier. But
Yeah,
but no,
I
that's
don't know.
great that it turned out good.
I don't think I could have much look much sadder than that first 4 hours. I tell you.
Well, I had that because in Manchester these makers markets things with people doing stalls, outdoor stalls and stuff. So I did that this past Sunday and the Sunday before, and the Sunday before was in Ancoats, like it's very gentrified part of Manchester now. And I had a very similar day where I had a couple of sales in the morning and then just hours of nothing. And it got to the point where I also packed it in. It was like I think it was meant to be 11 till 5. But by 4, I was like, yeah, I'm done. And the weather was raining as well. And I was just like, yeah, I just thought, no, I think I can lose an hour. That's fine. But then I did one this past Sunday in Northern Quarter, and that one was much better. It was much busier. And there's a bit of a quiet period in the middle, but either side there was people buying stuff like say it's that's the thing you think, well, is it worth packing in now? It's like a gambler of like, well, if I wait a little bit longer, maybe I'll get something,
Yeah.
which obviously worked out for you, so that's great. But yeah, I just don't know. It's just weird. And what kind of so it was a music festival you're at? So
Yeah,
what was the kind of audience like? Cool hipstery type people or?
yeah, it was all sorts of people really.
Mhm.
When it started off, there was loads of kids there
Mhm.
because they had like a little mixed tribute act.
Mhm.
Um, I presume that's for kids. I don't know what that is, but you
Yeah.
know, the kids were there and stuff, and some of them would come up to the table, and I was like, "I'm really sorry, I've not got anything for you kids." I was like, I thought it would be, it was at the music festival thing. It was at like a bar sort of place. It was a huge place, but it's like known as being like a bar and stuff like that. I was like, oh, sorry, I didn't think there would be any kids here, so I didn't bring anything for
Mhm.
the kids.
Yeah.
um, but I, those kids didn't look like serious comic and zine buyers
Well, that's
anyway.
nice. No. But
Yeah,
yeah, I had that as well because there was kids at the markets too, and I've got UKC romance and crime out, and I'm just sweating when because as soon as anyone picks up romance, the middle spread is Adam Phelps' Lovers Undercover story with
yeah.
this the most like graphic P&V page I've got, and so I've seen people pick that up and like put it down and they walk away, but then that's just when kids walk past, I'm just sweating like hoping the mum will like spot them or whatever, but nothing came of it, so it was fine. But like I said, it's just the fear of trying to sell comics and then people be, oh, comics, oh, like the Beano, oh, cool, let's have a look, and then just like cracking
It's just
open one of your
full on.
zines or yeah, about more graphic romance stories. That's the
Yeah,
take. Those.
yeah.
But
Whenever people are checking out the anthologies, at the shop, I always say, "Oh yeah, there's horror, crime, and romance." I was like, "But don't let romance fool you. It's the most insane one. Is that
Mhm.
that's the most twisted one, I think."
Yeah, I agree. And I think so.
Yeah.
Until perhaps this one. I think fantasy is up there in terms of weirdness. Maybe not graphicness, but definitely weirdness. I think
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
the three stories. Well, I mean, the spread of this one will be Harry Dean Wilmot's story, which is just. I remember seeing the pencils for that and just thinking, what on earth is this? In the best possible way. It's just so weird, just like big head running around, like fighting over bird scraps and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But
He really cut loose with the weirdness on it, didn't
yeah,
he?
yeah, yeah. No, it's good. And yours too. Like I remember you telling me about yours, the story of that, and then but seeing it in like in its final into oh near final version. Yeah, it's funny and it's great, really good. Are you pleased with it for the
Oh,
most part?
cool.
I know you're still tweaking some of the colors and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to sort out the colors. The coloring's been really difficult for me because it's a different way of coloring than I've ever done before.
Hmm.
Because we use like the specific color tones for each um, anthology,
Hmm.
so it's not really something I can do with just the way I'd normally draw, like physically.
Yeah.
So I had to like put the line art on a light box and then put a sheet of acetate over that so nothing bled through, and then put another piece of paper on top of that and then color in like
Right.
grayscale, like black and grayscale. So there's no way to see what it would look like finally. And then when I
Hmm.
saw what it looked like finally, I was like, oh yeah, some of this I'm kind of happy with, but some of it I feel like if I'd have known what I was doing a bit more, I
Hmm.
would have done it better. I'm trying to do it again, but I don't really have the skills to actually pull it off. Harry helped me. Um, Harry did all the computer stuff. He scanned it and he changed the color and he overlaid it. But
Yeah.
I can't really ask him to do that again. He's helped me out once, so I'm kind of on my own now. So I'm just trying to muddle through. So maybe I'll get the improvements made. Um, I'll try my best, but it's another sort of shot in the dark. Even with the improvements, I can kind of base it on what I've seen already, but it's
Hmm.
still another like sort of blind swing really. But yeah, so yeah, I've got it all together. I'm pretty happy with it. Yeah,
Hmm.
um,
Yeah, that's the
I
thing. Like you are, like say, more analog than digital. A lot of your zines and stuff are all hand drawn and felt tip pen colored and stuff. So like say, it's a bit of a departure for you, and but obviously good that we can try and capture some of that. Like say, sort of the felt tippiness, the sort of textureness to it. Will be good if we can get some of that in.
yeah.
I mean, I think
I think.
also like sorry, go on.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say. I think this one in general has quite a different vibe to previous ones. I think there's a lot of that
Hmm.
sort of more analog feel to stuff. I know Harry drew his physically and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
um, I can't say whether anyone else did
Yeah,
or
Johnny,
just.
that's what I was about to say is Johnny Brokenbrow, his strip is also very analog-y. I think he is predominantly an analog artist, and I know that Tom Neeshaw, a UKC member and a crime story contributor, he helped Johnny out with some of the more digital aspects like scanning pages and stuff because he's also more of a analog sort of guy. So yeah, it's a very analog issue. It's a lot of people not too like say too experienced with computers getting involved and giving it a go. So yeah, and the results I think like say are different and interesting. Like say it definitely has a different feel to the other issues and it's cool. Yeah, I like it. I think it's turned out good.
Yeah,
Mm.
I was quite surprised that there was so much of that sort of analog feel throughout the whole anthology. I think it's pretty
Mhm.
cool. I feel like um I'm in the sort of right company, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I feel like it all fits together really nicely.
Definitely.
Um, but yeah, like doing a fantasy story, like I've never really done fantasy before. I don't think I guess if I'm doing comics, I mainly do sci-fi stuff.
Mm.
Um, but sort of like not like kind of like retro sci-fi, like
Mm.
but I think that's mainly just because of laziness.
Hmm.
And I just think it's funny for people in the future to still like use a phone with a curly cord on it and
Yeah, yeah.
stuff like that. But yeah, I hadn't done any fantasy before, and to be honest, I only jumped on the anthology because Harry said he was going to be in it, and I really just wanted to be in a book with Harry. Like me
Mhm.
and Harry are really good friends. We like sort of live close to each other. We hang out quite a lot. We both have been making comics for a lot of years and sort of bonded over and stuff. But we've never done a comic together or anything. And although we didn't directly collaborate on it, I just was like, oh yeah, if Harry's in there, I'll
Mhm.
jump in. And I sort of yeah, I just sort of was like, yeah, count me in. And then I had to think of a fantasy thing. But
Yeah,
yeah, I feel like I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy with the story. Like yeah, I'm quite surprised. You know what I mean? It's like
it's
when you
good.
find out, like when you find out he didn't have an ending for Apocalypse Now, and you're
Mhm.
like, you lucky bastard. It worked. It worked out all
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
and it was a bit like that. Like,
Styled
oh
it
my
out.
god, I came up with. I think that as well, like, led to the actual creation of the story. The idea that I didn't have a good idea led to the story being what it is, and I'm pretty. There's a lot of meta stuff in it. Um,
Yeah, but in a fun way because there's lots of like I've not got an idea comics like I say, whereas yours is a funnier twist on that. It's a bit more original than just I don't know
yeah,
what to do
yeah.
sort of thing.
It's
So
not. It's not about me not having an idea, but it is very much like um, lots of ideas coming together at
about
once.
a creator and his creation sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
And I think the artwork as well. Like I say, the story's good, and I think the artwork's really good as well. I feel like obviously I've read a lot of your zines and comics and stuff, and just each time you put a new one out, I feel like the drawing just levels up, and I think the same with this one. I think it's really, some solid stuff. I was chatting to a couple of people about it. When we went down to that Gosh sign in London, I was chatting to Falp about it and stuff, and just saying like it's looking really good. Like obviously there's a habit of cartoonists being very self-deprecating, and we've had that with other contributors as well. I know you sometimes think like, oh, I'm not a fan of this or whatever, or I could have done that better. But honestly, I think it's not to blow smoke up your ass, but I think it is great, and it's good to see that like just getting stronger and stronger. It's cool.
cheers, thank you. Yeah, I mean, this was me. I don't always try my best because I think when I try my best, it sometimes goes really bad. But this is one where I tried my best, and I'm always happy to
Mhm.
try my best. But I'm always very aware that like I'm out of my depth a little bit, and so it always feels a bit worse than it is because I know what I'm striving for. But it's cool to know that I'm striving for something, and even if I um, don't reach that, I'm still sort of hitting the top of my ability. Because when I say I don't always try my best, like I make a lot of zines. I injured my drawing hand years ago, and I couldn't draw at all. And I still wanted to create and make stuff, so I started making zines with my left hand
Mhm.
about horror movies and stuff. And the writing was hardly legible, and the drawings were all spidery. But I carried on doing it until my hand got better, and people just liked the stupidity of it, like the whole stupidity of the idea, and like the wonkiness of the drawings and stuff. And then I found I was less judgmental of myself when I did those things. I
Mhm.
carried on drawing with my left hand. I still do it to this day, and I really like the stuff I make with my left hand. And I like that I don't have to pencil and then ink. I just go straight for it, and whatever comes out is what comes out. And sometimes it's bad, but it's funny, and I just have a lot of fun doing it. And then you know, I feel like it helps me when I go back to drawing normally, like I did for this one. I feel like it does help me improve because it teaches me to sort of be a bit less critical, go for things a little bit more, and
Mhm.
not worry about it as much. And I feel like it really does help me. So I do a lot of the left-handed drawing, and kind of, I don't know, it's probably doing something to my brain, training it and stuff, so that I'll
Mhm.
come back and try my best, and I'll find, like I've learned stuff and different ways of, different ideas, different ways of working and stuff, and it does show. So it's interesting. So yeah,
It
this was
is.
the first thing I sort of, I tried really hard on. Yeah, I saw because I do mukbang as well, and that's like a switch. Every page is kind of different. Every page is whatever I want to do. If I want to draw a page with my left hand, if I want to draw a page that's all pencil crayon, or I want to paint a page and it's all just complete story, throw it together, blah blah blah. But yeah,
Mhm.
this one was first time in a while I just went full story, trying my best. So I've tried my best.
No, it's good, and like I say, that it shows, and also like I say, the thing of taking the pressure off yourself, obviously pushing yourself, but not being so self-critical and stuff. Obviously, you'll enjoy that more and feel a bit less stressed about it. And I think the reader can tell when someone's having fun drawing something. It's like they're having fun. It won't be as it might not be as tight or rigid as someone who's like stressing over it sort of thing. So it's you get a good combo of practicing using different non-dominant hand, dominant hand, to take the pressure off, but also uh which relaxes you, but also you're working on your skills and stuff. So I think yeah, I think whatever you're doing is working for you, so that's cool. It's nice. Are
Cool,
you
yeah,
working on any other comics at the moment besides UKC?
yeah.
Or zines?
Yeah, I'm starting a new zine. I'm still in like really early stages. Um, I don't know if it's a good idea to do or not. It's just been the last couple of days. But I do this, like I said, I do this series mukbang where I kind of just do whatever, all these different things. It's kind of like a mukbang zine, and there you go. Yeah,
The
hey, yeah, there you go. There's my
I
two
think
babies.
there's one. I think there's an issue. I've got PDF. I don't think I've got all physical copies, but I've got those two.
All right, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, it's kind of another mukbang thing that I'm doing, but it's different, because recently at my zine club, someone was talking about tabletop RPGs, but in zine form. There's like a really big culture for people doing their writing their own RPGs and putting them in zines, and you can get these
Okay.
RPGs and play them. And I was really fascinated by that, and I kind of have like a vague interest in RPGs, but I don't know a lot about it. And so I found myself thinking about wanting to make a mukbang RPG. I guess the kind of in the mukbang stories, both of them kind of like revolve around the characters sort of like going on a night out and sort of just being indulgent, and shit happens to them and they get involved in situations and stuff like that. So the RPG would be kind of based on that, where the characters go out and the objective is to have the best night you possibly can, and you have these objectives to meet. Um, where you
Would the game mechanic work? Would it be like turn to this page if you want this and that, or get knocked back a page? Would that be how it works? Sort of the RPG element or the game element of it?
right. Well, this is where it comes in that I think it's a bad idea.
Right.
Because I started thinking about the mechanics of the game stuff, and I'm like, I don't fucking know how to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's going to take me ages to learn. I spoke to my friend who does know about RPGs. He's like, oh, I'd love to write one with you and stuff. But I was kind of saying to him, like, I'm kind of having this idea in my head that I might just go for it without knowing how to make an RPG. And the zine isn't an RPG zine. It's kind of it's made purposefully unplayable. You're not supposed to play it.
Right.
You kind of read it and experience it and imagine it. It's kind of more like me inviting you to imagine what the RPG would be like, and
Mhm.
just enjoy the artwork and the ideas. It's more of like an aesthetic piece. Like, so it'd be the unplayable mukbang RPG, TTRPG game.
Yeah.
And it kind of does explain, like, I vaguely explain what the game's about and the mechanics, but all in the style of like an RPG source book sort of thing. So you kind of just go through it and you get a sense of what the game would be like. And there's sort of funny ideas in there and jokes and characters and comic elements and all the stuff that I would want to be in the game, but you don't actually play it. You just kind of read the zine and kind of just get the sense of it. I
Yeah, yeah.
guess it might be good for people like me who like looking at zines, but don't and like RPGs, but don't always feel like playing one. Maybe I don't know if
Mhm.
it's a good idea. I don't know if it like the thing about most of the comics I make is just they're insanely self-indulgent, like really, really fucking self-indulgent. And this is just another one of those, really. But
That's part of the fun, I think. It's just like I say, it's a funny idea or an interest that you just explore to its conclusion. You're like, well, I like it, and chances are if you like other stuff, you like this sort of stuff, and it's fun to just go with you on a little adventure or whatever the weird subject matter or niches. That's part of the fun, I think.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping there's enough people out there lazy enough, or they don't have enough friends, um, to really sort of go all in on this RPG thing, and they're just like, yeah, I just want the RPG
Feel,
vibes.
yeah, the feel of it,
Yeah,
not having to commit to actually a long-term game or learn rules and stuff. They just get the vibe. That makes
yeah,
sense.
a bit like when someone says describes an RPG to you, and you go, oh yeah, that sounds like it would be really good. Like that's the extent of it.
Yeah. Do
Like,
you want to play one? Not really, but I like the idea of it. Yeah, like yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So
Because I
that's
think
what I've been working
now
on.
I feel like it'd be like Charlie Day Always Sunny, like a wall full of like strings and threads trying to make like that game, those kind of games work where you're trying to figure out the plot to make sense of, what this leads to this, which leads to that. I
Yeah,
feel like it's a head blag to do. So I don't blame you for being like, I think I'll just do a funner, shorter, sharper version of that.
yeah, because I did watch a bunch of like videos and stuff explaining how to make your own T TTRPG and stuff like that. And they're talking about obviously you got to do like multiple play tests and things like that, and
Mhm.
blah blah. It can take a really long time. It's not the sort of thing that you can jump into. And I'm just like, I don't really have time to do that. Like my friend Farron said he would help me out, but realistically, I don't think he has the time to do that as well. And yeah, I was just like, I don't know, man. I just want to have fun and make a
Mhm.
zine for people who just want to have fun, but not too much fun because that would be a
Yeah.
full RPG.
Yeah, I can't
That's a
commit to
lot
that
of
level
fun.
of fun. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, this is just a light bit of fun. It's all in your imagination. So
Hmm.
that's the idea for it anyway. So I've been working on that,
Hmm.
but still really early staged as well. I could just chicken out and not do it, like
Hmm. Still in the idea
because I
stage.
don't know how people. Yeah, I don't know how people would actually react to it. They might just be like, sometimes as many times as you explain a concept, people don't get it as well.
Mm.
So it could be a case of still people still just getting pissed off that they can't play the RPG despite the fact they bought a zine called the Unplayable Mukbang RPG.
The clue's in
Um,
the name, though, I think. I think if they came in looking for a playable game, they've come to the wrong place. It's got unplayable in there.
yeah, yeah. Well, I'm assuming anyone's going to buy it as well. Like I say, it's really super niche, but that's all
Yeah.
I'm capable of doing. Like before that, I was working. I'm still planning to do it at some point, but before that, I was working on like a big, kind of like an annual sized like Future Egg zine that collects like so Future Egg is my other sci-fi series that ties into Mukbang. It's like Mukbang's just the rude version of Future Egg,
Right.
really. But so they're all in the same world, but it would collect like all unpublished comics and art that I've done. I was going to get some sort of like new artwork done by other creators. I was going to make some new stuff, like make some like little spin-off stories, and kind of just like I just wanted a really fun, like a big fun Future Egg zine with like exploring all the characters. Like I think there's like including the mukbangs, there's like and there's like little zines as well. There's like several like iterations, all with different characters. I think I've got like a solid sort of like easily like a solid like 15, 16 characters like throughout the series and stuff. And I was just like, yeah, throw them all in and they can do different things and interact in different ways and just sort of have this sort of like big fun zine. And it
Mm.
got to the point where I was like thinking about kickstarting it, and I was just like, yeah, no one gives a shit.
People
No
give
one
a
gives a
shit.
shit.
But
Like,
you've got Future Egg readers and mukbang readers, and people would give a shit.
well, yeah. I mean, the problem is as well, like with the Zine Freak stuff with my shop, like a lot of like friends and family are lending support with my Patreon and stuff like that, and I feel like launching a Future Egg thing, like all the Future Egg fans that I've got are already like doing a lot of help
Hmm.
keeping the shop going, helping with that and things like that. And it's just like it's dipping into that well again. It's asking
Yeah.
the same people to sort of come forward when they're already helping a lot. And I just feel like, yeah, like the core Future Egg demographics are already really pulling their weight. So I might have to put it on the back burner until I can sort of fund it myself, maybe, or maybe give a Kickstarter a try. Maybe it'll be worth it and stuff. But like
Hmm.
I don't know. Money's
That's the
just really
thing. Yeah, we've all got our niche little publications, and we're just trying to. We've got our small dedicated readerships, and it's just us trying to slowly build those out. I mean, that's hopefully what UKC will do is help. That's what the whole point of these books is to get people reading all these different UK cartoonists and stuff. So hopefully people will pick up these books who may not be familiar with you or Harry or Johnny, and then think, oh, cool, I'll go check them out. So hopefully, with these things we'll get a few more eyes on these on these artists, and then we can get like say more funding for the Patreon and more funding for the Kickstarter and stuff. That's the goal. But
yeah, yeah. That's that's the real fantasy, isn't it? You know,
yeah, yeah,
put that.
a readership, yeah, or a,
Yeah,
a viable income. There's the fantasy issue, yeah. But
exactly. Yeah, that's what I should have done in the thing. Just what if I could make money? But yeah, like I didn't have to worry about it as much before because I used to have like a normal job.
Mm.
And then the creativity was kind of like my hobby and side hustle. But now, you know, circumstances have changed, and I have to rely on my creativity a lot more.
Mm.
And you know, my money doesn't go as far, and things like that. So it's kind of like the first time I sort of like felt like really hindered in my creativity, which is a bit of
Mm.
a shame. But I'm still very happy with the amount that I get to do. Like, I'm a low tech zine man, and you know, I'm capable of doing that. It's just I had this sort of like one grander plan that I've had to put to one side. But you know,
Mm.
that that's life, in it. These things happen, you know.
That's it. But
Um,
you've basically started a shop with the help of friends and family, but you basically opened a shop by yourself, a brick and mortar shop. You got a market stall in the Manchester market and stuff. You've opened your own business at the comic shop, obviously notoriously difficult thing to do. And you know, and it's like I say, it's early days. It seems to be going, you know, well, people are. I mean, you're one of the best stocked small press shops in the country. Besides, gosh, I'd say like the amount of stuff you've got there is if anyone doesn't know small press comics or UK comics, it, you know, they could go to worse places than yours to like get started. There's so much stuff there. It's like I say, it's I think it's a great achievement, and obviously it must be very stressful trying to, you know, manage it all and stuff. But it seems to be from what I can see going really well. Are you pleased with it overall? I know this it's stressful, but
yeah, yeah. I'm pleased with it. I I I just wish I could be more pleased in myself. Like I wish I was more um feeling like I was knew what I was doing more and feeling more confident and stable. Um,
mm,
I know what I need to be doing. I know what I want to be doing, but I'm just not feeling like I'm reaching those. You know, I'm not. I'm pacing myself. I don't want to overextend myself because that's going to hurt me, but it's also going to hurt any customers that I might have and stuff like that, or even like artists as well.
mm,
You know, who put their faith in me and stuff. I don't want to mess anything up for anyone, so I'm going slow. I just wish I could go. I was a bit more confident. I could go a bit quicker. You know, I've never done anything like this before. It doesn't really feel. I don't want to sound like a downer, but it doesn't really feel like an achievement. You know, I had to leave my previous career and find something else, and I wasn't really qualified for anything else. And indie comics is the only thing that I sort of like know that I know about and I'm passionate about. So I sort of like took a chance on it. It does feel like rather than having sort of like aspired to something and work towards something, I'm kind of just falling down and sort of spiraling and reaching out for anything that I can find really. But it could be going, you know, I'm gonna. It could be going a lot worse, you know.
yeah. I mean, I think any. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say, yeah, yeah. Like I say, I just wish I could feel like I was finding my footing a little bit quicker with it, if
Mm,
anything. Really.
yeah.
Um, but you
Well, I think
know,
yeah.
I'm quite happy with it. You know.
Good. I mean, like I say, I mean, anyone's, you know, I think everyone's basically flailing, doesn't really know what they're doing, most people. So I feel that's a normal feeling, and not feeling like comfortable and stuff. But especially like say you've started a new venture, maybe not the way you want it to, but I think it's natural to feel like what the fuck is happening sort of thing. But you seem to be, from what I can see, you know, uh, loyal fans and customers and stuff. It seems to be for early days. It seems to be going well, and I hope it continues to grow. You know, as you get settled in and you know iron out the kinks of everything. It's
Yeah,
impressive.
I really am amazed with the support I've had from people and just like so many like well wishers and nice people and people saying nice things, and it's really great. Like I can't believe it really. Sometimes I feel like I don't really deserve it. Um but it's definitely always really appreciated, and I just don't want to let those people down. You know, the people who've believed in me and supported me and stuff. So yeah, I hope I can keep it going for them as much as me. You know,
Mhm.
and yeah, I'm just gonna keep pushing forward. The support people have given me has really helped me quite a lot because it's been a difficult year, been a really difficult year, but it's really made a difference to have the support people. I don't. I don't know. Yeah, it does blow my mind sometimes. I feel like I don't deserve it, but it's definitely appreciated.
No, good. And I could wait a warning about the meeting's gonna wrap up soon, so I'll probably start wrapping up. But got like 6 minutes. But Next month, Thought Bubble. Are you tabling as Zine Freak or are you tabling as Matt?
Just as Matt at Thought Bubble, I could only afford a half table, and I think you've got to pay more if you're a creator, the table's a certain amount. But if you're like a retailer or a publisher and stuff like that, I think you have to pay more. So I can only really
Yeah,
afford to go with myself on a little table. So,
yeah.
but yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah, I've got a half table too, and I had the same worry with because we were thinking about getting a UKC table at one point, but then I was like, say it's technically we're putting out books. It's like is that a micro publisher? Is that a publisher like saying then the price goes up? So it's like I'm not messing with all that. So I thought I'll just I'm tabling as me, and it's a half table. Like say I always get half tables because one I didn't have that much stuff, and two the price it's expensive. So but I'm looking forward to it though.
Yeah,
Like there's a good few UKC people there to check out. Me and you were there, and I'm tabling. I just looked out. I'm sharing a table with Sam Hickson, which I'm pleased with, and Joe Hatch, 36. He's like a table next to us with his brother, and who else is there? Uh, I think there's other people knocking about. I'm not sure if they're tabling. Other people, like I think Kai said he would be there and stuff. So it's a good chance for us all to get together and have a hangout, which will be nice. Like
yeah, for sure.
like last time was Stapled, which was good. The Leeds comics and zine fair that was good.
Oh, yeah, that was great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, yeah, and you did the 2 days, didn't you? You did the comic fair and the zine fair.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
that was
yeah.
good.
Best couple of days I've had since I opened the shop, I think.
Oh, yeah, I remember you saying, yeah, that was good. Yeah, I found it good too. Like saying versus like doing music events and makers markets. Actually, people who like comics, it's like you know, luckily a bit more fruitful. But
Yeah,
that was cool. But so yeah, but before that is the end of we've got this Kickstarter to finish first before we can because the plan is to get the fantasy books out for the Thought Bubble again. So I think it's got like 13 days left on it, the Kickstarter, which is all right. And I think we're like over halfway, so we're getting there. It's always a bit of a
yeah,
slump.
yeah.
It actually makes you a bit sweaty when I check my phone every so often and the number hasn't moved. I'm just like, I could really do with that moving at least once in the next. But no, it's getting there steadily, and people still have a chance to do that. You've done a sketch, or you're in the process of doing a sketch, aren't you? As an extra
Yeah,
board.
yeah, like an extra tier. I don't know if anyone would be interested in it, but I thought I would just try and do something more than what I was doing.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's hopefully be fully coloured and stuff. Yeah, I'll get it done as soon as I can, and
Yeah, cool.
yeah, hopefully someone likes it. Maybe my mum will buy it.
Well, that's it. We've had pledges from people's parents before, so I wouldn't rule it out. But no, is it a mukbang character? I saw you post it. Is it one of your characters from mukbang?
Yeah, yeah. I had this idea of kind of wanting to blend a bit of sci-fi with fantasy, a bit like Master of the Universe, they're swords and sorcery, but they've also got like a ray gun and stuff. But it didn't end up being like that at all, really. It didn't turn out the way I intended, but I'm still happy with it. And yeah, I just thought
I think that's
mukbang
good.
character, sort of a fantasy setting, was
Hmm.
what I was going for. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, but it did kind of evolve from the original idea. It did
Mhm.
evolve somewhat.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there'll be that to go, and I think Harry said he'd be up for doing a commission. If someone wants a commission of his drawing, that'd be cool.
Oh yeah,
Um,
Harry does some great stuff.
yeah, is he had a page up for sale and it went like straight away. And Johnny Brokenbrow, he's got a page up as well of his from his story. So there's still some bits, and obviously also Sam's amazing cover. That's still the artwork for that's still going. So
The cover's
hopefully
great. Yeah, yeah.
people snag those hopefully. But no, yeah. I'll put links to all your Patreon and your Instagram and all that in the bio and stuff in the description of the video, whatever. So to go check those things out. But rather than last time I let it go to the absolute last minute and it cut off Adam while he was talking, I'll just wrap up now and say cheers for chatting, Matt, and good to see you. And I'll see you next month at Thought Bubble.
Yeah, I'll see you at football. See you there.
Nice one. In a bit.
Bye.